are you going to do to make sure that your word choice is great for this story? Well, part of it is just understanding where you can bring like figurative language, so our metaphors, similes, personification, hyperbole, that kind of stuff, and a lot of just the imagery pieces, like where we describe things or use great words to appeal to our senses. Those are pivotal moments, all right? And so here's kind of some suggestions with this. One, anytime you're in a scene, like, and at some point your story's gonna have to go live. That's one of the things that we're like talking about with this too. Like, you can see it in one of the previous rubric points. When you get there, help the reader to feel what's going on by appealing to more than just their sense of sight. And so if you read through an entire paragraph and you go, I don't know if I did that, imagine as you read through it, what if you could not tell the reader about the things that you were able to see? Think about that. You'd be left with these other senses. And so try to make sure that you layer those pieces in too. So here's my point. If you've just described an entire bank robbery scene, for example, and you're going through and this person went here, this person went there, there were gunshots that were fired, and all this action's taking place, stop to consider the sound of these gunshots in a closed space. Gosh, you just make your ears ring. Or the smell of the gun smoke, like going through the room. That would be kind of like a hint of that. There might be like a little bit of a haze, and again, I'm getting in my visual description, but like keep that in mind. There's going to be thoughts running through the characters, like minds as they're making specific like motions or like looking in certain directions at certain people for pointed reasons. And so like pause enough from the action to slow down and go, oh yeah, this would be happening too. Because that really just takes us into those moments. So you appeal to those five senses: sight, sound, taste, touch, smell, and write to account for those. And that can happen in setting description. When it comes to action, it doesn't matter. Like there are going to be moments where you have the opportunity to capitalize on this. So make sure that you take advantage of those. That aside, I do think that characters, protagonists that are interesting will see the world, and maybe not just protagonists, any character that is interesting is going to see the world through a unique like lens. And so instead of using like cliche phrases, things that you've heard a million times before that just feel familiar, find interesting ways to say ideas that maybe are not the way people typically see those ideas phrased. And if you need help with like wording, that kind of thing, let us know. But these are just a couple suggestions to just alert you to the fact that the words that you're using and the phrases that you're using and the figurative language that you use to make the scene feel real and help the reader to relate to what's going on all matter, okay? And so sometimes this is a major revision point. You go through, you just, here's the story. Now is your time and your opportunity, and part of the craft of writing the story is going back and really bringing the life out and into those moments.